Hi, are you looking to apply for a spouse visa in 2024 and are wondering about the financial requirements or the documentation required? Watch this video until the end and you'll get the answers to these questions. This video is only intended to provide some basic information about how to meet some of the basic requirements of the Appendix FM financial requirements. There will be circumstances in which applicants will meet the financial requirement but will not be talking about in this video. For example, savings and employment or getting an income from a pension. I'm Jay, the founder and managing director of Rove Legal, a Legal 500 London-based law firm. Let's get to it. In 2024, the minimum income threshold for spouse visas increased from 18,600 to 29,000, and there's news that the income requirement will increase to 38,700 later this year. That's not quite yet a certainty. What we do know is the current minimum income level is 29,000 per annum. And there are a number of ways in which we can prove this minimum income requirement. In this video, we'll go over the financial requirements required to evidence this minimum income requirement. Firstly, it's important to note that this rule only applies to first-time applications. It does not apply to extensions or indefinite leave to remain applications. Applicants that are already in the UK under the previous rules will still be considered under the previous rules and will need to meet the minimum income requirements as per the rules in place prior to April 2024, i.e. 18,600 per annum. But those applying for fresh applications will apply under these new rules. In order to meet the minimum income requirement, you need to provide a host of documents, depending on whether you're employed, self-employed, or a director of your own company. If you're employed, that could mean an employment contract or a letter from your employer detailing the start date, the job description, and your rate of pay, payslips and bank statements for the last 6 months, as well as P45s and P60s where relevant. What if you're self-employed? For self-employed individuals, you'd need to submit your tax returns, your personal bank statements or your business bank statements for the last 12 months, and invoices detailing the work that you've carried out, as well as a letter from your accountant. If you are a company director, employed within your own business or employed within a family member's business, i.e. you're a director or an employee of a specified company, then the documents that you'll need to provide include tax returns for the last financial year, company accounts certified by an accountant, corporate bank statements as well as personal bank statements highlighting the drawings from the company, dividend vouchers and payslips. You can also meet the minimum income requirement by relying on savings that you hold. These savings can be held by you individually, by your sponsor, or both of you jointly. They could be held in the UK or outside the UK, or a combination of both. When relying solely on savings, the minimum amount that you need to hold in your account is 88,500 for a 6-month period. In an entry clearance application, your spouse's overseas income can be considered on 2 conditions. 1, that the overseas income meets the minimum income requirement. 2, that they have a confirmed job offer letter from an employer in the UK that confirms that they have a job meeting the minimum income requirement and that the role starts within 3 months of their arrival. It is crucial that the income used to meet the minimum income requirement is both verifiable and in accordance with the Home Office's standard guidelines. When considering applications made from within the UK, either for an extension, a fresh application or indefinite leave to remain, applicants can rely on their foreign spouse's income where the foreign spouse has permission to live and work in the UK. Applying for a spouse visa can be pretty tricky, especially with the rule changes, so it's important that you consider legal advice before making these applications. In this video, we have only considered the financial requirements for a spouse visa application. There are obviously a number of other requirements which you need to consider before you embark upon submitting an application. It is therefore important to seek legal advice before making any such applications.